up? Two Aficionados here.
Hey. I'm Sean, your video comic guru.
And I'm Omar the Aries. And we're going to talk about three things today. Mortal Kombat issues.
We're going to talk about Batman vs. Superman, the trailer.
And we're going to talk about the trailer for the new Star Wars movie.
Yep.
We're going to get the Mortal Kombat one out of the way because...
That's a lot of issues.
It's not a really... You know what? I can get this summed up in a couple of minutes. Maybe 2 or 3. The PC... Jesus, how do I put it? I don't want to say non-playable because if you play the story mode, you can play the story mode. Mm-hmm. You can do single fights. You can't play online.
Which, a PC game, you can't play online.
Faction War doesn't work. We're not getting the updates 1.0, 2 or 3 patch that's supposed to get us set up for the DLC, which anybody who's got the game knows that the DLC costs a lot of money. Mm-hmm. It was like $30 for the season pass, and that's just for the season
pass. Just for the pass, right?
There are actually other things that are separate among that. They have for $20, you can have the crypt.
$20
for $20, you can have the crypt cleared out, which is basically you purchase that and you don't have to play the crypt. You can unlock all of the stuff for $20. So $20 and you don't have to play the game.
Okay, so you're gonna buy all this to what? Watch all the cutscenes?
It's not the cutscenes. It's the fatalities, the costumes.
But you're not playing the game.
The concept art, the fan art, all
you can
that
get that
stuff.
online on its own.
But I'm not sure. But if I'm not mistaken, in the game, you can't do a certain fatality unless you unlock it in the crypt. You got to play through the crypt. The crypt is actually like an adventure type of game,
which it would be. You would think you want to do as playing the game.
There's people, I guess, who either have the money or they don't have the time. They just want to play the game.
You don't have the time, but you bought a video game.
So there's that for the DLC, but that's across all platforms. Now, from what I've understood, the Xbox One and the PS3 or PS4, the online issues are settled already. I think that they're fine. You could actually play the game online. Mm-hmm. PC. Valve is taking their sweet time getting everything fixed.
Now, you said there's 2 different ways to download it. The original one that you had, which were in pieces, and now they have it where you could download
They actually just, the update was a couple of days ago. They have ditched the install method. When you download the game now, it's one download.
How big of a file is it?
It's the same file, actually. I read somebody saying that, oh, it's 85 gigs. It's not true. I downloaded it with about 30 gigs, which is basically what the game is.
Okay. I'd say 85 gigs is
but it's ridiculous. One full download. You can't play the game until it's downloaded.
But that's cool. Instead of getting it in pieces where you got to hope that the application even works when you put them all together, which, let's face it, it isn't going to. There's going to be issues.
So don't plan on playing it online. You can't do Faction War. And Faction War is kind of important to unlock fatalities and stuff. You can't play Faction War.
Are you going to be able to?
They're not giving any word if they're working on it or not.
Okay, now here's a new game that's coming out. You would think they would, if they're not going to give you everything, they would tell you when it's going to come out. Probably like, okay, this summer, June or July, you'll be able to download this to get this item. They didn't tell you anything.
What I do know is May 5th is when the horror pack comes out officially.
That's when everybody?
That's when you get to play as Jason, and the characters. Certain characters are going to have horror-themed costumes.
Okay, so
they're releasing the characters one by one. In May, we're going to get 2 characters. In June, we're getting 2 characters. So May, we're getting Jason and then one of the classic characters, either Tremor or Tanya. And then next month, we're going to get the Predator, and we're going to get the other characters.
Let's face it, that's what we want to know, when we getting Predator.
Predator and Jason.
Yeah. But it's like Jason and, even if they ever did Freddy, have been done before. There was a patch in... it wasn't the regular Mortal Kombat game, but the DC versus Mortal Kombat. There was a patch where you can get Jason and Freddy.
I did. I can't remember if it was the Mortal Kombat computer version. There's a computer version where somebody hacked the skins.
Yeah, that I saw too. But this was official in the game. You can actually get these 2 guys, but it was a rare one. It's like you had to finish the game.
Somebody must have did it because I never got to play as them in a Mortal Kombat version.
You finished the game, and then afterwards you got like a code, and then you sent that in, and then you were able to get the characters. It was a long, drawn-out way to do it, which I think only a handful of people did.
I need to find this. I need to look out. I've never heard of this.
Yeah, if you actually go on YouTube, I think if you just type in DC versus Mortal Kombat, extra skins. I don't think if you put Freddy or Jason in it, it'd pop up, but it's under extra skins. And they were in there.
But, yeah, I mean, that's it. The issues, hopefully, we'll get it all resolved.
Yeah, I mean, it's just coming out, so there's going to be bugs. So hopefully 6 months down the line, they'll get everything taken care of.
Yep. And on to which one first? You want to do Star Wars first?
Let's do Star Wars.
Star Wars.
Keep it in that same sci-fi.
Yeah, man, the trailer.
Woo!
What?
We got a lot in this.
If you haven't seen it, spoiler alert.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it by now,
it's a big spoiler alert. So obviously we're dealing with probably one of Luke's kids.
I would assume from the way he's talking, because he's almost talking like they were in Return of the Jedi about the legacy, and I had the powers, my sister had.
Yeah, my sister had. I was a Jedi. My sister's a Jedi,
right.
And so I could only assume that
it's either his daughter or it's Han and Leia's daughter. It's one of the two, because if you read the novels, they both had kids.
You know what? And I know that in the what was it? The Return of the Jedi was the sixth one, and obviously Han and Leia, we knew were going to get together.
Right.
And that's when I think we realized too that Leia is his sister, because remember, she kissed him.
Yeah, that tells you, Lucas, you really didn't think far ahead, man, because that's some incest right there.
She kissed him.
I mean, I even remember being in the theater when they were like, "What is?" Because people remember she lip locked on him a couple of times.
Was the first time in New Hope, or was it
first time in New Hope when they were swinging across the bridge for luck. Mm-hmm. And then at the end?
It was somewhere in the
it was somewhere in Empire Strikes Back. When they got
full
Luke
out
back,
and makes out.
Yeah, when they were putting a new hand on him, and
he just oh yeah.
Yeah, so
and then that's your sister.
Yeah, now in the third one, it's like, yeah, you're my sister. Oh, everything's okay, no worries. So
now going back on track, I didn't realize that there was somebody who was an interest for Luke. I mean,
the thing is, it's in the books.
Okay,
So I don't know if they said they're not going to handle the books, but it looks like they are in a lot of ways, because in the books they really deal with Luke and Han and Leia's kid.
But from the trailer, obviously he's talking to somebody. Do they ever touch on it? Because there's apparently, I think, a stormtrooper, somebody in a stormtrooper outfit's getting a little bit.
The thing is, it's like, we don't know. Everyone sees John Boyega in a stormtrooper outfit, and they're saying he's a stormtrooper. Look at Star Wars 1, when Luke was in a stormtrooper outfit to go and rescue Leia. Stop assuming that he's a stormtrooper and putting all these things into it.
So
we don't know.
It's true. There's not much to go on.
No, I mean, right now, and I like the fact that we don't know everything. I want to be surprised when I go to the movies. I don't want the trailer to give me everything.
There's a lot of movies where we're ruined by the trailer.
Spider-Man 2. Or Amazing Spider-Man 2. The trailer shows you the very end of the movie. Literally, the last scene of the movie is in the trailer.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
I'm a little bitter about that.
Yeah.
But,
you're right. There's not really much. It's awesome. It looks like the special effects are going to be great for this movie.
Yeah, and it looks like J.J. Abrams is not doing his lens flare stuff all the time. He's filming this in a really good way that it's very much into the Star Wars world, but you can tell he's taking his own liberties with it, because he's not doing all the animatronics and everything that Lucas does, and it seems like his effects have a purpose. While with Lucas, he kind of let's just go back in there and put like someone walking across the screen. Because why? I don't know.
Yeah, Lucas is, and then the thing is every time it comes out with a new version of the movie, he thinks that he's got to alter something in it.
I want the original with all the mistakes.
Here's the thing, and this is something that's going to... before I get to that, let's just touch up on the end of the trailer there with, of course, Chewbacca and Han.
Yeah.
Harrison Ford is reprising his role as Han Solo.
Yep, we finally get to see. He's the only one we've actually fully seen on screen.
Right. We can only assume that Mark Hamill is maybe either going to come back for a short time or something, but
don't know. Because they could just be in the movie for a little bit, and we could be following the kids.
It is true.
Don't know.
But we did get a glimpse. Harrison Ford, even if it's for a short time, we know he's reprising his role.
Now we just got to wait to see Carrie Fisher.
Carrie Fisher, and then what do you think of? Oh God, what was his name? Billy Dean.
Billy D. I don't know. I haven't heard. I really hope he comes
Lando
back.
Calrissian.
Gotta have Lando, the only black man in the universe. Come on, the coolest man out there. He's on the Millennium Falcon with a Colt 45. Come on, it's Billy D. Gotta love Billy D.
And then you notice too that I kind of found it funny, but it looks like we got Chewbacca with the little receding hairline.
Yeah, I saw. I'm like, okay, because he didn't have any gray on him.
Now the thing is I didn't know Wookiees could shed their skin. But dang. But anyways, I lost my train of thought. I was going to say something before that.
Well, I'm curious about how they're going to do the Sith. Because
we do know there is a Sith in there.
Yeah, and now it looks like I'm not sure if that character that turned around in this trailer is the same one that had the large lightsaber with the hilt in the first teaser. So I don't know because that person had a cloak on through it, and we only saw him from the back. And this one turned around very quickly, and we just saw the face.
All right, so to wrap this up, I do want to say one thing. We were talking about, and I remember what it was. We were talking about how Lucas comes back and he alters things. I remember having, when they brought it out in the DVD pack, the original trilogy in the DVD pack.
Yep.
Now, what I didn't like, and I have no idea, and I think this is even in the Blu-ray versions, the very end, like almost the last scene of Return of the Jedi, when he looks like the glimpse of you know exactly where I'm going
about to
with
get
this.
up and walk because that pissed me the fuck off.
When they go with Anakin and they go with his Obi-Wan, they changed it to
Why did they change it to Anakin or Hayden Christensen? He's the worst actor on the planet, and to see him in a original trilogy, even if it's just at the end,
I hated
there's
that.
no reason for
I hated
it.
it. No,
absolutely
why did
none.
you should have just left the damn movie the way it is?
That's when you know that
Put
you're
the
just
guy in there.
messing up a classic because that irritated so many people. I mean, no reason for it. I actually want the original VHS ones because that actually had none of the.
I love them. Even when they redid them and they put the original trilogy back in the theaters before they did Episode 1.
I remember I saw all three.
They kind of did the better special effects that they brought in that one scene with Han Solo.
Yeah.
Which from the original one, it was a big heavy set guy as the original actor.
Yeah.
But then they brought in he was obviously there. Just as a placeholder.
Right.
They knew that they wanted it to be something else, but they used him as a placeholder.
I think at that point, they never should have even put Jabba in the first one. He was better off as a background person and then as a threat. And you see him in Return of the Jedi. Because when you see him at that point, because I remember when I first saw it, that scene in New Hope was cut out.
Right, yeah.
So it's like when you see Jabba in Return of the Jedi, you're just like, holy crap, this guy's huge.
I believe they actually do have, at least on the DVDs, they did the original trilogy in the theoretical version with all the little mistakes, before they had the special effects. Because in Empire Strikes Back, when they're in the snow speeder, or it's not the snow speeder. Star Wars fans are hating me right now, but you know what I'm talking about.
You're talking
the
about
Battle of Hoth.
Right.
When they're in the snow, whatever it is. When they did the effects for the cockpit, you could see through the cockpit.
Right.
Because they didn't really have it, so you could see through the cockpit and see all the other, the AT-ATs and the ATs.
Which is what I liked.
But obviously, when they redid it, they changed it because obviously you weren't supposed to see that. So.
But I actually find it just looks better originally than when you see it now. Yeah. Because especially when they go to Tatooine and they're doing all these special effects for no reason. They added 5 minutes to that planet for no reason, just to have all these different special effects that did not enhance the story. And the whole point of Tatooine, or when Luke and Obi-Wan are going into the bar, is to quickly get off that planet. And when you add 5 more minutes to it, you're kind of just like, what was Lucas thinking?
Apparently it wasn't.
I said that all through episode 1, 2, and 3.
But the big one was just taking out that actor.
Batman versus Superman.
Batman versus Superman.
Dawn
of Justice. We got to say the full title. Dawn of Justice. It might change, who knows, but Dawn of Justice.
I want to know why they came up with Batman v Superman. We already know it's versus, and they're trying to. They're not technically going to fight. Yes, they are. They're going to throw down.
One of the last scenes in the damn movie didn't show you.
They're going to throw down. I mean,
first off,
so much.
I mean, obviously, it looks like it's going to be a darker theme to it. Now, here's what's confusing to me. When they got... Now, second off, I guess. in the beginning when they're kind of doing this little teaser of they're kind of showing you the statue in the background, Chicago, right?
Yeah, it's all Chicago.
So they got the little, they show you the statue, and we all know it's Superman, but they kind of just flashing a little bit, teasing here, and then they're showing things. Obviously, when the lights fully show up on the chest, it says false god.
Yeah.
I mean, are we getting a hint that a lot of people are following Superman?
Well, yeah. Well, the thing is, it's like you remember the end of Man of Steel. Half of Metropolis is decimated. And I'm wondering how many people die. Are they actually going to address people dying? Because there's no way
you could survive that.
There's no way. I mean, dude, the Daily Planet building crumbled down. How many people died in that building? Because they didn't leave to the last.
But you know what I love? The cliche: the building is falling and they're running, and then the main character, of course, avoids death.
Right.
Total cliche of any action movie.
And I mean, it's just like, okay, what's going on? But it's like, I don't know if this film's going to necessarily be dark. I think the trailer makes
it look very dark.
Because no matter what, this is still going to have Superman in it. Superman still has to be in the light. Batman has to be in the dark. So we're going to have that combination. Honestly, I don't know what to really think yet because it still didn't.
The movie's got another year before it's even out.
Next spring or something like that.
Yeah, we got another year, and they're already coming out with this trailer.
Yeah.
And it's, it's showing you stuff, but it's not showing you
how much of the stuff that's in this trailer is actually going to be in the movie. Because a lot of times you have a trailer that comes out a year in advance, and then you're looking at the movie and you're like, where's that scene?
Yeah.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. But
you got a hate relationship for that movie.
I have this hate for that movie.
But you're right. It's true. I mean, a lot of the times. And then another thing I want to touch is the end. Obviously, you see him in the suit.
Right.
Now, and first off, we know that's not the suit that he's going to be in the whole entire movie because they show him like in the more traditional rubber suit.
Right.
Obviously, they need to put Batman and Superman on an equal fighting level as far as things. So you've got the suit. I'm assuming that's what the suit is for.
Right.
He needs to be equal with Superman power-wise. But does his voice have to be mechanical?
Yes, well, it's only for that.
I'm assuming that it's only for the suit.
Yeah, they said it's only for that suit, and it makes sense. He's wearing all that armor, and you even can tell when he's talking.
Exposed.
Yeah, but you can tell like when he's talking, there's reverb to it.
That's exactly what I mean. There's like a mechanical.
And they said
reverb.
that's only when he's in that suit.
Now they didn't show much. Now obviously, Batman. What I'm going to touch on is, do you remember Smallville season 11, the comic book, and I think the second story arc when they did bring in Batman?
Yeah.
Remember when they first introduced Batman when they were fighting? Yeah, but I mean, but remember when Batman was fighting him in the prison? Mm-hmm. Obviously, what he was wearing, it wasn't a kryptonite suit. It was like it was a sun suit.
Right. Yeah.
So that it kind of weakened Superman, but it wasn't kryptonite. It's not going to kill him.
Right.
Obviously, what is it that he's going to employ in here that's going to be...
Actually, if you look at The Dark Knight Returns where Batman and Superman are fighting, he didn't use kryptonite. He used sonar. He actually deafened Superman at one point. He actually plugged into the city's power and was using his, the power of from the city to actually boost his suit.
Because that's one other thing that I do want to touch on. Obviously, what I do like is that the fact they're not turning out to be, Batman he's a hero, so he's not gonna use kryptonite because kryptonite's gonna really harm him.
The thing is, we don't know. They haven't introduced kryptonite yet.
That is,
So if they haven't introduced it, we don't know if it's gonna be brought in.
Did they ever call it kryptonite in Man of Steel?
They
just said that it was the rock from his home planet.
They never even touched on
it. Briefly. Remember when he was in the plane? When he was on Zod's ship and Superman was starting to get weak, and Zod goes, this is the atmosphere of our planet.
Right.
And it was weakening him.
Well, that's because it was turning him back into a normal person. It wasn't enhanced. It wasn't the yellow sun that was giving him powers. It had nothing to do with kryptonite because they even said they purposely did not introduce kryptonite because they weren't sure if they even were. Yeah. Which would not make sense.
You kind of get the nod. Obviously, he said this is the atmosphere from our planet, and they saw that he was starting to get weak. So he didn't have his super abilities.
Yeah, so he was just like the rest of them. I don't know what they're planning on doing, but just a real quick touch on Jared Leto. That Joker.
Oh, man. Isn't that the Killing Joke Joker?
No, this is the Dark Knight Returns Joker. Because he's supposed to... I'm not sure because they haven't really said much, but... There was a scene online that was showing Jared Leto outside, and he was showing a clip of Suicide Squad, and he was wearing the white suit. that he wears in The Dark Knight Returns.
Okay.
So I'm like, are they mixing The Dark Knight Returns with this? Which it would make sense. But the tattoos that he's wearing is reminiscent of the Batman and Robin, the Boy Wonder series that Frank Miller and Jim Lee did. Because in that, Joker was tatted up. He had this big tattoo on his back. He didn't have these stupid ass ha 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 or anything like that. That looks stupid. You know, having a tattoo on top of your forehead saying damaged. Come on, you're going a little too far with that.
All right, so let's wrap it up here now. But I do want to, okay, since you're talking about Joker here, I might already know the answer. I think I might have asked you off the screen, obviously. But I'm going to ask you this. Because, I mean, personally, for me, I don't know. But we're touching on Joker. You know more about the Joker than I do. Scariest or your favorite version of Joker out?
Killing Joke.
Killing Joke?
Killing Joke. Without a doubt, because that is really what put Joker on the map for a lot of people. I mean, one comic book, you know, Prestige that came out in like the late 80s, and this book changed everything. You paralyzed Barbara Gordon. You saw one of the possible origins for the Joker, which they are still playing with now. They still follow some of the stuff that they did in that. And if you look at a picture of Jared Leto, he actually did one where he was putting the camera to his face.
Right, that's what I mean.
That was very reminiscent of that.
Killing Joke. That's where I got. That's where I figured it was the Killing Joke.
Yeah, so it's like, who knows? We don't know yet what's going on with it. We haven't seen Wonder Woman or Aquaman or anyone else in this, and maybe we won't.
Now, for me, I guess I do have this story arc. It was a more recent story arc, 2 years ago, I think it is. But obviously, you know where I'm going with this.
Death of the Family.
The Death of the Family Joker, where his face is like stapled back on.
Right. And I thought they were going to, at first, go that route because they were talking about, like, it might be, you know, his face may look a little more damaged. And I thought when they said that, that was going to be them doing the cutting of the face off. But that might be a little too much for a superhero film because kids are still going to go see it.
Yeah.
So I don't think there's going to be a scene where you're going to have Joker's face peeled off. But.
Well, all right. I think we touched up on all we wanted to touch up on right now.
Yep.
Well, we're out. Omar the Aries.
Showing you Video Comic Guru.
See you next time.
Later.
Later.